Welcome back, awesome Ashley fans and subscribers. This is a Star Wars Rogue One toy set review. Here's an older set. This is from when? 2016, 3 years ago. I got this really cheap here in China. So probably about, with postage, maybe about £7, no, less than £7. So not too bad. No, far less than that, in fact. Maybe around about £5. Pretty cool. You can probably pick up cheaper in England, but in China it's not so easy to find this one at a cheap price. Nice looking set. We know they're very limited articulation, but I like the uniqueness of this big guy, plus there's some big guns in there, and this Scarif Stormtrooper looks pretty cool too. So it's Moroff and the Scarif Stormtrooper. Here on the back it shows the Moroff with his little rocket launcher stuff and some minor details. Let's open this up and have a look and see what it's like. Okay, this is definitely going to be a rip to open job, I think. Okay. So in the back we have some basic instructions on how to set them up. We have Star Wars FX Studio app, okay, and then we have what we're after, the actual toy itself. Well, that is quite substantial. So we have this huge looking backpack with things that are unfortunately stuck on, you can't take off, but looks pretty cool. There is a little button for something there. Shoulder straps to the backpack, I'm assuming. Cannon 1, which is rather large. Same again. Cannon 2. We have his special multi-barrel gun. A little bit bent, but that's cool. You'd have to drill that barrel 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. That'd be really tough, drilling that 6 times in that little space for all those holes there, or do one in the center, I don't know, but that's still pretty cool. You have the rockets, the projectiles for the firing part, which I'm not really interested in. We have our Scarif Stormtrooper, who looks pretty damn cool to be fair. And I think you can get a one in the vintage series, which is highly articulated. It looks cool enough. We have his gun, which is nice looking, but has to be said. And then more off the real reason why I bought this huge, great big figure here. Okay, so have a quick look at this instructions for his backpack. So this, I'm not sure how it's going to fit in there. It goes in here somehow. Okay, wrong way. Okay, I see. Like that, and it can move around. Okay, but it should be. Okay, and then how do these fit in here like that? Okay, very easily just pop in here and pop in here, and that just fits somehow. Over him there. I'm not sure how they fit that in there. This is saying this goes upwards. Okay, let me look at the picture again before I get myself confused anymore. That's under his arms and that's over his shoulders. Okay. So something like that. Yeah, that's pretty mean looking. Some high power firepower there. That's pretty cool looking. I quite like that, but I shan't be using the projectiles that come with it. I do, you know, it's not really my thing, these big attachments normally, but that looks pretty cool. Okay, let's just pop that off. Okay, so let's look at the Scarif Stormtrooper. Looks pretty cool. Limited articulation. He has his right and left in his head, up and down, and a small side to side, so it's on a ball. Just up and down of his arms. There's no bends, and the same with his legs. And there's no backwards with his legs. But it's a decent sculpt. It looks okay. Now let's look at this one here. He can get a small movement in his head, but that's it, left and right. Arms will go up and down, and his legs will go forwards and a little bit backwards. And he's got these great big feet, almost like a I can't remember what it's called now. The Yeti from Hoth, the snow beast from Hoth. I can't remember what it's called. He does look quite cool, and he is substantial. He's big. If I compare him, I mean, these Star Wars figures are a little bit on the short side for the current batch of the Industry 118, which are big on 118. Because if I compare him to a Fortnite Ragnarok, he's taller and he's a bit broader. If I compare him to a G.I.Joe, then obviously he's in the tab of the G.I.Joe. If I use a Boss Fight Studios, it's a good scale for Boss Fight Studios. If I use Chewbacca is taller, he is broader. If I use a big figure, let me look at this Marvel. In fact, I use Abomination. Abomination's big, but not the biggest of the Marvel universe. He is bigger than him. If I use this Warmonger, Marvelous Warmonger, you see that he's massive in comparison to him. But he is a great figure. I like them both, but this guy will be chopped up for something else. This one, I have to really think about how I can add some articulation to him. I really quite like that. It'd be really difficult because of that fur. You probably have to cut across the arms, insert your joints, and put a lot of sculpting around it and trying to keep the articulation. Same with the knees and the ankles. Hips, very hard, I would imagine, to get your hips to go outwards on the ball. But that could be done as well. Head, you'd have to cut off a lot of that hair around there to make it move. But maybe you keep the head the same. But shoulders you want to get done as well. So there's a lot of work to make that articulated, but it would be pretty cool for Star Wars or for fantasy. Not a bad set if you can pick up for cheap. How's he hold his gun? Let's have a look. As you'd expect from having 5 points of articulation, but he holds it okay. And how does the Scarif Stormtrooper hold his? Yeah, he holds it pretty decently, to be fair. Decent set. This big thing here is pretty decent too. But it's maybe a bit too thin for some of the other big scale figures. You might have to pop a gun off. And then pop a gun back on again. Let me see. There you go. And now Abomination's got some stupid firepower too. It's pretty good. Not a bad accessory. It's a decent set. If you pick up cheap, highly recommended actually, because the accessories are pretty cool. This figure is very cool. And he's alright, and the guns are good too. So I would recommend that if you can find it at a bargain price. This is Awesome Action Toys signing out, saying please like, share and subscribe. I'll be back to more Awesome Action Toy videos for you. Stay happy and keep collecting, and please click on the notifications icon on like a bell to stay up to date with the latest uploads and videos from Awesome Action Toys, okay? Bye bye.